Preface. The history of the Victorian age will never be written. We know too much about it. For ignorance is the first requisite of the historian. Ignorance, which simplifies and clarifies, which selects and omits, with a placid perfection unattainable by the highest art. Concerning the age which has just passed, our fathers and our grandfathers have poured forth and accumulated so vast a quantity of information that the industry of a ranker would be submerged by it, and the perspicacity of a Gibbon would quail before it. It is not by the direct method of a scrupulous narration that the explorer of the past can hope to depict that singular epoch. If he is wise, he will adopt a subtler strategy. He will attack his subject in unexpected places. He will fall upon the flank or the rear. He will shoot a sudden, revealing searchlight into obscure recesses hitherto undivined. He will row out over that great ocean of material, and lower down into it, here and there, a little bucket, which will bring up to the light of day some characteristic specimen from those far depths, to be examined with a careful curiosity. Guided by these considerations, I have written the ensuing studies. I have attempted, through the medium of biography, to present some Victorian visions to the modern eye. They are in one sense haphazard visions. That is to say, my choice of subjects has been determined by no desire to construct a system or to prove a theory, but by simple motives of convenience and of art. It has been my purpose to illustrate rather than to explain. It would have been futile to hope to tell even a précis of the truth about the Victorian age, for the shortest précis must fill innumerable volumes. But in the lives of an ecclesiastic, an educational authority, a woman of action, and a man of adventure, I have sought to examine and elucidate certain fragments of the truth which took my fancy and lay to my hand. I hope, however, that the following pages may prove to be of interest from the strictly biographical, no less than from the historical point of view. Human beings are too important to be treated as mere symptoms of the past. They have a value which is independent of any temporal process, which is eternal and must be felt for its own sake. The art of biography seems to have fallen on evil times in England. We have had, it is true, a few masterpieces, but we have never had, like the French, a great biographical tradition. We have had no Fontenelle and Condorcet, with their incomparable éloge, compressing into a few shining pages the manifold existence of men. With us, the most delicate and humane of all the branches of the art of writing has been relegated to the journeyman of letters. We do not reflect that it is perhaps as difficult to write a good life as to live one. Those 2 fat volumes with which it is our custom to commemorate the dead, who does not know them, with their ill-digested masses of material, their slipshod style, their tone of tedious panegyric, their lamentable lack of selection, of detachment, of design? They are as familiar as the cortege of the undertaker, and wear the same air of slow, funereal barbarism. One is tempted to suppose of some of them that they were composed by that functionary as the final item of his job. The studies in this book are indebted in more ways than one to such works which certainly deserve the name of standard biographies. For they have provided me not only with much indispensable information, but with something even more precious, an example. How many lessons are to be learnt from them? But it is hardly necessary to particularize. To preserve, for instance, a becoming brevity, a brevity which excludes everything that is redundant, and nothing that is significant. That surely is the first duty of the biographer. The second, no less surely, is to maintain his own freedom of spirit. It is not his business to be complimentary. It is his business to lay bare the facts of the case as he understands them. That is what I have aimed at in this book, to lay bare the facts of some cases as I understand them, dispassionately, impartially, and without ulterior intentions. To quote the words of a master, Je n'impose rien, je ne propose rien, j'expose. I do not impose anything. I do not propose anything. I expose. A list of the principal sources from which I have drawn is appended to each biography. I would indicate as an honourable exception to the current commodity Sir Edward Cook's excellent Life of Florence Nightingale, without which my own study, though composed on a very different scale and from a decidedly different angle, could not have been written.